Hello and welcome to the Girl That Went For It podcast. I'm your host, Johanna Scholz, also known as Johanna Lian on Instagram, and author of Believe in Life, How to Dance in the Rain. If you want to live your dream life and become the best version of yourself, then this podcast is for you. I hope that I can inspire and encourage you to never give up and to always believe in yourself. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, Johanna_Liana, for daily content. And now enjoy this episode. Welcome to my first interview on my podcast. I'm really excited for this episode. This episode is with my friend Chloe, and she will introduce herself in a second. We're going to talk about being bad at something new, goal setting, and fitness and weight loss. Before we start this episode, I quickly want to say thank you. Thank you for your support listening to my podcast, and thank you for your feedback to my online course, Mind and Vision, that I launched last week. As mentioned, Chloe and I are going to talk about goal setting, and that's also a topic I talk about in my online course. In Mind and Vision, you will learn how to figure out what it is you actually want and how to manifest your dream life. And the course is available in English and German, and I decided to extend my launch week special, so you can still sign up for the launch week prize, and I will tag the links in the show notes. And now enjoy this episode. Welcome back to this new episode. Today I'm here with my guest Chloe, and introduce yourself.
I am Chloe Ford from Chloe Ford Wellness. I am a wellness coach, I'm a personal trainer, and I am a passionate and avid supporter of women feeling really strong in themselves and in their skins. So basically I have the dream job.
Yeah, you definitely do have. So Chloe and I met, like we just said it earlier, like probably a year ago. March, was it March or April? Yeah. And we met because Chloe started her wellness page, right? And I started Gel as social media, so I helped her with the Instagram stuff, like all the showing up on Instagram, branding on Instagram. And
just using Instagram actually, like I was really new to it, and I saw one of your posts and reached out and went, this is exactly what I need.
So I just had to think of our first meeting on Zoom when it didn't work, and then we just called each other.
It just actually sums me up, because right from the beginning Joe has had to deal with my technical specialities, which are basically non-existent, and if something can be mucked up technically, you can guarantee I'll do it. So I couldn't get Zoom to work. I couldn't, then when it did work, we couldn't get the volume working, you could only see me, and in the end I just rang her by phone and went, look,
old school.
it's just too much.
Yeah, exactly.
And to this day I'll send you a message and go, why can't I split up the comments on my reel? Like, what is, this is only last week. What is going on here? This shit's crazy. And then she makes me a little video and goes, just like this. And I'm like, oh, that's really simple. Okay.
Yeah. I'm the same. Like, I get frustrated. I think we're really the same in this. And be like, oh, this is not working. And then take a step back and then be like, you got this.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah. And often it's way more simple than you assume it's going to be.
Yeah.
And I have to say, the way that you teach and the way that you describe getting something done is exactly how I learn. So it's always beneficial to ask you, because I know I'll understand what you're saying, which is great.
That's good. Love that.
So, I guess you and I have been on a kind of a similar path in a way. We've both come from a background in wellness and fitness and health. Both have a passion for food.
Oh, yes.
And movement and mental well-being. And so we met and we were like, man, we have so much in common. And alongside that, we're trying to start businesses and running businesses.
Yeah.
And we've just kind of watched each other grow over this last year.
Exactly,
and yeah, it's been amazing, actually.
And every time we catch up, like, I feel like that's the good thing about, like, friendship like that. You can catch up, like, every 3 months. Or, like, it's crazy how
sporadic.
time flies.
Yeah.
And then when we catch up, we literally catch up on everything online.
Everything, yeah.
And when we talk about like what has been happening, the challenges we faced, we can always see like, do you say like alignments? Or like
similarities.
We've both been through that, and
Yeah.
then we share how we worked through it.
Yeah. Yeah, or one of us will be right in the middle of it, and we
Yeah.
have this discussion about, okay, so how do we get around this, and how do we go forward in a really efficient way? I really love having someone I can have a discussion with who goes, man, I had no idea either. I just had to wing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
It's refreshing.
And I feel like that's the thing when you start your own business, because there is no notebook or like, how do you like manual.
Yeah.
How to do it. You just wing it.
Yeah.
And you learn from it, and then you come back like stronger, better.
And try stuff, and then go, like, I can't believe how many things I've looked back on from the last year and gone, man, I learned a lot in that moment, but I'd never do it that way again.
Yeah. This is like the quote, or like, isn't there like a saying, you have to learn to be bad at something first?
Yeah, before you're good at it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember that first recording where I got upset about a recipe? So Johanna comes over and we're having this discussion about me just filming a reel, and I was like, I don't have the right camera, the lighting's not right, I don't have a bench I can film on. And she goes, you could really just do it and then post it. And I just couldn't get my head around something going onto my page that wasn't perfect.
Not 100%.
Nah.
Like, yeah.
I just couldn't stand the idea of it, and you were like, you're gonna have to get used to this, Chloe.
Yeah.
Like, you need to do this.
Because only if you do it, like, you can get better, like, because you will learn, like, you will look back now, because we had the other day, you told me, oh, I'm so quick with, like, cutting videos now.
Yeah.
And, like, a year ago, that was, like, such a big thing for you.
I was putting half a day aside.
Quickly gonna jump in here because you might have noticed the microphone making those weird noises. Talking about being okay with being bad at something new. This whole podcast is still a learning curve for me, and I don't know what it is with the microphone. I literally returned the last one because it did the same, but I did some googling and it might have been the settings or the USB. I will figure that out. It's a bit annoying when you edit the podcast and then realize that like 5 minutes of the podcast or even more is not usable because the microphone noise is just unbearable. But yeah, we take this as a learning experience, and it's okay to be bad at something new. So I just thought I'm gonna just quickly sum up what Chloe and I were talking about. So somehow we jumped to the topic being hangry because we both experienced being hangry. And then I started talking about my experience at a gym that I worked at in the past, and how our diet culture is so bad, and that I had like interviews with women who signed up, or like every 8 weeks we would have like a little consultation or however you want to call it, and talked about their goals. And then I had this one lady who told me that she wants to lose weight and she just doesn't know what's happening because all she eats in the day was or she has a coffee in the morning, then she has a salad, and she doesn't have any dinner. And I remember when this person, like this woman, was sitting in front of me, I was just feeling so sorry for her, and I just really wanted to help her, but I knew that it was a lot of work helping her to understand that you have to eat more to lose weight. Like, you cannot just eat a salad. It is the worst you do, because your body will go in like survival mode and will try to save as much food as possible because you don't give your body enough food. And as Chloe is a wellness coach and she's also a personal trainer, I found it really important to hear her thoughts on that. And I just want to share, like, it's so bad that we think when we want to lose weight we have to eat as less, like as minimal as possible. That's so wrong. So, and now you'll hear Chloe talking about information and diet overload, diet tips overload on the internet. So, that's where this episode will continue. Thank you so much for your support, and I will figure this microphone problem out. And it's a learning curve.
Too much all put together, and often what people pick out when they put all that information together about weight loss is less is best. Less is best.
Yeah.
And I hear that all the time. Oh, but I'm restricting calories.
Yeah.
You restrict calories enough and your body will go into survival mode.
Yeah.
You're not going to gently and efficiently lose weight. You're going to suffer all sorts of horrible side effects of basically malnourishing yourself. And often it goes hand in hand with dehydration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, when you don't have any calories or carbs, your brain won't function because it needs carbs. Like, I can, like, when I work from home, so I don't have my breakfast before I start work. Like, sometimes I have my coffee, water, and start working, and then at some point I just realize, first my mood, like, I get hungry, but then also, like, my brain I can't concentrate.
Foggy.
I need food.
Yeah, like you get cloudy.
Yeah.
And there's that feeling too where you're kind of distracted. Yeah. Everything grabs your attention. You can't kind of settle into what you need to be focused on.
Yeah.
Really, really common. And you can imagine how that transfers over to the gym.
Yeah.
So often when you're working with people who are trying to lose body fat, trying to drop weight, they're starting to incorporate exercise in, or they're changing the exercise that they are incorporating into their lives as well. So you would think even more of a reason to eat, to nourish yourself, because you're putting your body under pressure.
Yeah.
But what I see often is, I'm gymming 5 times a week now and I'm still not eating enough.
Yeah.
You'll hit plateaus. If you're really going without food, you're more likely to sustain injuries. Your head's not clear in the gym.
Yeah.
You can't work as hard. And I think the most obvious one is you just don't recover as well.
Yeah, and I feel like also one thing is you don't enjoy it. Like, it's like torture, like not eating, like working out, like thinking about your diet probably as well 24/7. It's just controlling your life.
Yeah, it becomes punishment.
Yeah. I could never, like, I think my younger self, like when I was like a teenager, you start dieting, but you don't even need a diet, but everyone's doing it probably. And even now with social media, it's even worse for like young kids, I think, or like teenagers. And I feel like I had, like, probably back then when I was 15, 16, I had no idea what I was doing in a gym, first thing. And I probably, I didn't eat enough because I was like, whatever, I don't even know what my goal was, probably to lose weight and to be as thin as possible. I don't know. But now I would never do a leg day before I eat something because I'm like, I want to do the squats with as much weight as I can, or lift or whatever.
Yeah, fuel for power.
Yeah.
You have to fuel for power. If you want to be powerful, there's got to be fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, end of story.
Yeah.
You can't drive around in a car that's got no gas in it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to get anywhere.
And I feel like the car one is a good example. I always used that when I was working with like the ladies in the gym. Your car needs, it's probably now hard for me to find the English words, but your car needs fuel, water,
servicing,
service, like all these things to function. And that's the same with your body. You need carbs, protein, fats, all the things.
Hydration. Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. And I talk to people so frequently who want more than anything to treat themselves well and to fuel accordingly. But there's so much information out there that it creates confusion. How do you, you and I talk often about goal setting, and that's something that we're going to chat about today. How do you set a realistic goal for weight loss if there's so much noise from the internet and people around you that you're actually confused about where to start?
And also, like, you compare yourself to others, and what works for one person doesn't necessarily mean it works for the other.
100%. And people post snippets of life. So, a perfect example is the programs that I see advertised a lot that say do these simple body weight movements to lose weight.
Yeah.
And then I view the people selling these programs and go, there is no way that you've gained that kind of muscle from just doing body weight.
Yeah.
So you're selling a program that you're not even probably using yourself.
Yeah.
And you're kind of selling a false dream to women who are short on time, desperate for a solution.
Yeah.
They don't know any better, and they blindly follow along and then get disappointed because they're not getting the results that they really want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have online like those like what I eat in a day and things like that, and then people compare themselves to that, but then they probably don't have the time to cook like that. Maybe they don't have the budget to cook like that.
Yep.
And it's just not like, that's just the thing, you can't compare your goals and how you achieve them to anyone else, because you never see like the whole staircase, how they got there. Oh, my tummy makes me noise.
Yeah, that was quite rumbly, wasn't it? You're not going to get angry, are you? Just blink 3 times if it's getting bad, okay? And I'll find you a snack. Wink at me.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I'd totally agree with that. It is a staircase and you don't see all of it. You see kind of... I know people always talk about the highlight reel.
Yeah.
But the whole what I eat in a day... What about what you eat over a year? Because realistically, and I say this knowing that it's true, 100%, there aren't coaches out there, and if there are, they are few, who have perfect, what the internet likes to call clean diets 100% of the time. It's just not realistic or sustainable to sell an image or a picture or a story like that to someone.
Yeah, and I feel like the sustainable part is so important, because you don't want a diet that you do for a short time and then fall back into old patterns. You want something that's sustainable. You want to learn about the nutrition to achieve goals and maintain them.
And maintain them, exactly. You're spot on. And sustainability and maintenance go hand in hand. And if you understand enough to create sustainable eating for yourself, you can lose weight.
Yeah.
Gradually and in a healthy way. You can keep it off, and you will fall in love with making really tasty, delicious, nurturing food.
Yeah.
But it's a slow process.
Yeah. How would you like help someone, or how would you set goals with someone, with your clients? Like
in general, or for fat loss? What are we talking? Just in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, just in general. What I'd say to them to start with is, when setting goals, don't pick a ton. Pick 1 or 2. I normally say to people, 2 goals is enough goals. Yeah. And make them small goals. And what I mean by that is, if your goal is, I want to get fit, let's break that down. What does that
mean?
What does fitness look like to you? What does it feel like?
Yeah.
How does it happen in your mind? Who are you when you're the fittest version of you?
Yeah.
Paint me a picture.
Yeah.
And if someone says, well, I've got a little bit of muscle, I don't get tired and fatigued all the time, the fit me would be happy to run a couple of Ks each week. The fit me would be really comfortable in my bathing suit, then I've got a really great picture as a coach of what your goal is. Yeah. And I've also got a great picture then of how to get you there. So often with people, I would say, when setting goals, break them down as much as you can. Take that goal apart until it's in 1,000 pieces, and then have a look at what it really is. Yeah. Because quite often, if somebody says to me, oh, my goal is to be fit, and we really look at it, what they mean is, I'd like to be a little bit smaller, feel a little bit lighter, and be a little bit faster on my feet with good energy. Yeah. They don't want to be a ripped supermodel.
Yeah. And it's so good, I feel like, as well, like to break it down, because if they say, I want to be fit, for themselves, it's like such a broad goal. They don't really know where to start, what to focus on. Yeah. And it's overwhelming. And then it's like, all, like you said, this information from the outside, like all the things you get about how to get fit, that might not be exactly what they want.
Yeah. Or even doable. You know, somebody who's 22 and has no dependence in a part-time job, they can go for a 2-hour workout and run in the middle of the day,
Yeah.
perhaps. If you're a 40-year-old woman who's got 4 kids at home, 2 of which are not yet at school, and your day is manic, you're not going to have 2 hours to spend working out each day. So it needs to be relative. Your route, if you like, your journey to that goal has to be relative to you and to what you can achieve. So when you get people to break it down, I talk about the supports that you give a goal.
Yeah.
Every goal has to have multiple supports, and a support for a goal might be asking Nana to come over once a week for 40 minutes while you walk the park.
Yeah.
A support might be getting a secondhand pram that you can run with. A support might be as simple as I'm going to download 5 separate free yoga videos off YouTube that I can do on a day when my plan A and my plan B don't work.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing about goals for me is always have an A, a B, and a C.
Yeah. So
If
you don't have excuses.
So you don't have excuses, but you also don't get into that space where you feel really down on yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you set goals often and you don't achieve them, that will erode your self-esteem.
Yeah.
People not achieving goals all the time, it hurts.
And yeah, I think it's good, like you said, to have like 3 different options or plans for achieving your goal. Like if A doesn't work, you can do B or C, because that way you still feel good, because if A doesn't work, you still can get it done when you do B. Or something.
Yeah, it provides a sense of achievement.
Yeah, exactly.
And it might not have been the 1 hour run you wanted to do. It might not have been the spin class that you wanted to attend, because I don't know, maybe you've got a sick child, or plans change, but you've done something.
Yeah.
And it boosts your confidence,
Yeah.
and you feel like you can get stuff done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Within goal setting, the plan A, B, and C works for everything.
Yeah.
For you as a business coach, I'm sure that that system comes into play when you're coaching people on prepping for posts and stuff. There's a perfect month, if you're planning for social media, the ultimate month of great posts very consistently, every 5 times a week, if that's what you've planned or what have you, and you get on and you do at least 4 stories a day. And then there's the month where you have tonsillitis and everything goes to shit and the world's a disaster for you, and you just get the bare minimum done. But if you have a plan for what a bad month looks like, you still feel like you achieved something.
Yeah.
And I think it carries over into every type of goal setting we can do.
Yeah. And I feel like, especially with like when I teach how to schedule posts, a whole month can feel so overwhelming. But then as well, like you said, like breaking it down into like little to-dos. And I feel like one thing is like being organized makes it so much easier in the future. So you just have to sit down maybe once to organize it, and then just keep it organized, and then you can get used to. And that's another thing, like you get better and better at it. That's like the topic we talked about at the start. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And the same with nutrition. The more you do it, prep your meals, the better you will get at it.
Same with fitness.
Yeah.
The more you do an exercise, the better you get at it. And I think there's that sense of becoming proficient at something and being good enough at something to feel like it's muscle memory. But then on the other side, there's also not just relying on motivation all the time.
Yeah.
If you do something all the time, then you build up like a stamina for it.
Yeah.
And I think if people try something and it's hard, sometimes they give up a bit quickly.
Yeah, because I always say like what I said in the start again, being better at something first. Like kids don't give a shit if they can't
don't
ride the bike. They just
keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we should do that too.
Yeah. It's discipline, but it's also just plain old persistence.
Yeah.
Keep going, keep going. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe to sum up this episode, just give a few, like, don't feel bad to be bad at something new.
Exactly.
Have a plan, A, B, and C.
Yeah. Discipline. Work that discipline muscle over and over and over again. Yeah. And I think that the other thing I would say when it comes to goal setting is that small goals make bigger goals achievable.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is the second that you achieve something miniature for yourself, you're so much closer to breaking off a bigger goal and achieving that.
Yeah.
Don't get discouraged if you have to start again.
Yeah.
Just try again. Yeah.
Exactly.
You get to the big ones.
Yeah. Step by step.
Step by
Baby
step.
steps.
Yeah.
Well, that does it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening and tuning in today. If you like this episode and don't want to miss any new ones, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Feel free to share it with your friends or on social media. It really means a lot to me. It will help me to create this podcast. You can find me on Instagram, Johanna_Liana. I'm always happy to connect, so flick me a message if you want. Enjoy the rest of your day, and always remember, it's a beautiful day to have a good day. It's a beautiful day to be alive.